I like hearing the cat get involved. All right, so just going to start from the head down. So just going to start with a roll down, which I've showed you a couple of times before. Basically, we're just trying to roll out the back. So just soften the knees. Let the chin drop to the chest. Let the forehead drop towards the knees. Let the arms just relax. And so you're basically going down one vertebrae at a time until you reach the floor. Take a breath. Breathe out. Soften the knees. I'm going to roll up one vertebrae at a time from the back of the spine. So it's basically helping you just roll your spine all the way up and all the way down. So just take your time with this one to really stretch it out. And when you come to the top, take a deep breath in. And as we breathe out, chin to chest, soften the knees, forehead down towards the knees. Let everything roll over until you're reaching towards the ground. Soften the knees. And then from the base of the spine, then one vertebrae at a time, rolling up. Coming to the top, once you're up again, we're just going to do kind of a gentle progression of a roll. So we're just going to start with the head to the shoulder, head to the chest, head to the shoulder, and back to center. And again, shoulder, chest, shoulder, center. Going back the other way, shoulder, chest, shoulder, center. One more time, shoulder, chest, shoulder, center. This time I'm going to go the other way again, but we're going to bring our shoulders a little bit more into it. So we're going to head, let the shoulders roll forward, roll to the side, and then come up with that shoulder. And again, lean over to the side, roll the shoulders forward with the head, come to the side, and roll up. And then we're going to go the other way, so leaning down to the left, bring it to the front, to the side, come up. One more time. Side, forward, side, and up. Going back to the right, this time we're going to take a little bit more of the hips into it, so it's a bit of a deeper one. You can bend the knees a little bit to help. So it's kind of sliding down, so letting your body drop to the side. Let the body drop forward, come to the side, and then pulling up from the right shoulder until you're vertical. I'm trying to do this from a side view as well. So dropping down to the right, rolling forward, to the left, and rolling up. So this gives you a chance to really stretch out your back. I'm going to go the other way. So leaning to the left, soften the knees, drop forward, to the right, and up by the left shoulder. And one more time, side, front, side, and up. Just going to do a little bit of a spine rotation, so just gently rotating around the center. And just a couple more. And we're going to take it around to the hips, so just some hip circles. So you can start off small and make them bigger. We're just really trying to open out the hips here. And back the other way. Going to warm up the quads a little bit. So just lower the camera a little bit. You should know this one by now anyway. We're just picking up one leg, keeping the knees together. If you need to, you can push out with the raised leg, with the hip, to give a bit of a further stretch. And change over. And we'll give the hamstring and Achilles a bit of a stretch. So both feet facing one direction, hips facing that direction. Back leg straight and bend the front leg. And what this will do is it will stretch out the back leg hamstring and the Achilles tendon along there as well. And changing sides. And again, changing sides. So should be able to go a little bit deeper with this second one. And changing again. Coming up, going to feet wide, feet pointing out, just dropping down into a bit of a squat, moving it gently side to side if that's comfortable for you, otherwise you can stay in the center. You can use your hands to help push or open the knees a little bit, and then again, that's going to help out open up the hips. So just staying in the center now, turn the feet forward, so they're facing forward. All we're going to do is hang down. And what this will do is help stretch out your hamstrings at the back. So it doesn't matter if you're not near the floor, you can hold onto your legs for stabilization if you prefer. And just gently coming over to one leg, so coming to the side, one leg. And wherever you are, it doesn't matter how low down your hands are, just bend the opposite knee and then gently straighten. Bend and straight, bend and straight, bend and straight, bend and straight. Coming back to the center, I'm going to change sides, so around to the other leg. Just going to hold it for a short count. And then when you're ready, you can start bending and straightening the other leg. Bend, straight, bend, straight. Coming to the center, just gently rolling up. Just going to warm up the feet. So just some ankle circles. So you can do your wrists at the same time if you want. And then rotating the foot the other way. Other leg. And rotating the other way. And just gently sort of shaking it all out. Get a little bit of blood flowing. All right. So, did the two of you have any preference for what we work on today, or you really just want a session to get the body moving a little bit?
No preference for me.
Okay. All right. Let's start with Tanken. I'm just going to grab my Tanshinite. So, just going to start with some basic do, nodo strikes. So, making sure that we're getting that variation in angle. So, obviously for do, it's about the elbow extending and not the wrist. When it comes to nodo, there is a little bit more extension of the wrist to get that line up to nodo. And strong zanshin back. So just be do, nodo, and then back. Do, nodo. So we're also focusing on making sure that our footwork is staying small and tight, and that our posture stays upright. So this part of the body really shouldn't be moving. So you can go at your own pace. I will call out timing, but if you want to go faster or slower, that's up to you. So do, nodo, 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 do, nodo. I'm going to pick up pace. Do, nodo, 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 do, nodo. One last one. Do, nodo, and relax. Roll out that wrist. Roll out the shoulders. This time, we're going to do thoughts you might. So depending on how much room you get, you might need to readjust after each one. So it's literally just going to be a case of, yeah, and then once you've reached your furthest forward, yeah, with a retreat. It doesn't have to be more than 2 or 3 steps in either direction. And if you don't have the room, reset as you see fit. This is really just to get that nagashi and the zanshin withdrawal. And just keep a little bit of cardio going. So again, you can choose your own pace because it'll depend on your room. So, hajime. Yeah. 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 2 more. Yeah. 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 Okay. Good. And roll it out. Right. Let's look at men with it. So this one, let's just focusing more on techniques, so not worrying about nagashi so much. All we're going to be doing is and then withdraw. So with the withdrawal, generally the idea is if you're doing this nagashi, you'd go men and then drop it down to nodo for nagashi. With the retreat, you can do a similar thing. So men and hold it high or low for the retreat. So just make your choice with your zanshin. Again, this is just working on technique and making sure we're retreating. So again, with this one, men, long elongation, cutting through to roundabout sort of between the eyes in terms of level against your own height, and making sure that that back foot is coming in with you. So when you do the men cut, you don't have that and then in. What you want is that coming in at the same time. It'll get you more distance. It'll make it sharper. And it means you're not going to have that weird kind of very beautiful half arabesque. You want to be stable. You want to be balanced. So just making sure we're bringing that back leg in with us. Again, use your own pace. That's fine. We're just going to do men attacks. Hajime. Ah! 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 2 more. Ah! Ah! Okay, just roll it out. Going to move on to kote. So making sure it's not coming up too high in kote and that we're really focusing on the tnuch with the last 2 fingers to get that little snap. So it's not a full-fledged slam. It'll just be designed to bounce off kote. So again, it's just going to be kote and withdraw. Kote, kote, kote. Going to use your own timing. So you should be checking that when you do your tnuch, it shouldn't be dropping down further than their kote height. It should just be stopping pretty much at center. Yeah. 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 yeah, yeah. 2 more. Yeah, yeah. Good. All right. Shake it out. Move the camera up a teeny tiny bit. Dai ichi kyoshu. So good old pattern work. So do, men, nodo, kote, harai, ski is the pattern that we're aiming for. Again, if you mess it up, don't worry, as long as you get them all in there. If you don't have the room, just retreat after each attack. So do, men, nodo, kote, harai, ski. If you need to, just do it in the space. If you've got a bit more room, you can do the full-fledged kind of do, men, nodo, kote, harai, ski. So use whatever variation you need for your space. Again, if you need to change the timing, I will be calling out points just to give you a reminder. So, do, men, nodo, kote, harai, ski. Do, men, nodo, kote, harai, ski. Again, do, men, nodo, kote, harai, ski. Once more, do, men, nodo, kote, harai, ski. Do, men, nodo, kote, harai, ski. A little bit faster. Do, men, nodo, kote, harai, ski. Again, do, men, nodo, kote, harai, ski. Once more. Do, men, nodo, kote, harai, ski. Last one, at whatever pace you believe you can do it the fastest, with still being technically good. So try and push yourself in the pace, but try and ensure that it doesn't affect your technique. So whatever speed that happens to be. So just last one, Daiichi Kyosho, starting in Shudan. Hajime. That kind of thing. If you want to, you can get another one in. I do not mind. So, okay. I think I forgot one there. Good. Check it out. Grab a quick drink if you need to. I know I need to. It gets very drying doing this. All right. Let's just do a little oil. So this one will be, imagining obviously you've got your partner, Daiichi Kyoshu, Hajime, you're stepping in. What we're going to do is as if we are attacking tsuki. So we come in, we step in. As we do tsuki, we're going to step off to our right. So we're stepping off the line of attack. So, and we're withdrawing on that line. We now need to move our way in. And as we move in, it's stepping off the line for Nagashi. Now, again, depending on your room, you may need to reset between the tsuki and the tsuki Nagashi, and that's fine. The key thing to really look at is if you're lined up, saying using camera or the floor or something in your room, this is the line of mai. That's the line of attack, and that's the line you want to withdraw on, so that you will be coming off or retreating on a different angle to where you came in, so like a tight V. So if you need to reset after that, coming in, again, you'll be coming kind of in and then off to your left. So imagine if there's my opponent, here's me. I come in and then I'm going to step off, and push them that way. So it's a down and around on the angle. So it's basically just making sure that when we step off the line, I'm going to try and do this from here. So there's my line here. Yeah, that I make sure I'm moving directly behind my weapon. So instead of, where my arm is at my body, I still maintain that correct posture and alignment to my weapon, even though I've stepped off the line. So in this case, it's quite good for me using the camera because I can see if this is my line of attack and I step off the line, I now know I have to come in, withdraw on that line, and I can see that alignment. So you may find if you're using your camera to do that visually, if you step out to your angle out to your left, it means when you step off the line, it's directly in line with your camera. So you can check that your lines are clean. So I said if you need to reset it between the tsuki and the tsuki nagashi. Again, take your own time because obviously your own space will make a difference. So the first one is just tsuki and withdraw. Tsuki and withdraw. Second one is moving in. Tsuki nagashi. So alter it for your room space as you need to. All right. Aim for 6 of these each. Hajime. Yeah. 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 All right. Okay. Roll it out. Last thing before we change to Jukendo, just going to run through a few kata. If you have a kadachi, you can grab a kadachi instead, entirely up to you, or you can use the tanshinai. I'm at the point where I kind of want to test your memory of the different kata. So we're not going to do these in order. And it's okay to get it wrong. It's okay. We don't do these all that consistently. So what we're going to do is basically, I'm going to pick a kata. I'm going to run it through as your uchi. And if you can't tell from my openings, then that's bad on me. And then we can talk about the kata itself or any corrections we need to do. So if we're starting, I'll start on the side so you can actually see my kamae. We're going to start with kata number 4. So I start in Shudan. We walk in. Ich, ni, san, ya. Nice, Roger. That's okay. If you don't remember it, don't worry. It's whether my openings tell you enough. Withdraw, gedan, and retreat. Retreat. Okay. So number 4 is do tsuki. So I attack first, so I initiate the attack. Your response from someone going do is harai tsuki nodo, but you're stepping off the line. And this is where some people's footwork gets a bit messy. So if I am you, I'm the shidachi. They've come in, they're thrusting towards my door. I step out with my right hand, my right leg, step out. As I bring my left leg in, I thrust towards nodo. So you're stepping off the line as you harai, left hand, right, left leg, right hand. So it's just 2 movements of the leg, 1, 2, and the arms are 1, 2. It's just tying those together. So again, if we both start in mai, we're both in shudan, and I walk in, ich, ni, san. There's a little gap between us. I go, ya. You go, harai tsuki, nodo. Then you step back, a little zanshin in, that brings back to center, get down, and withdraw. So when you're stepping off the line, you're stepping off to your right. the same direction as your weapon hand. So step out to your right, and then come up with the left. So you're moving towards your right. I think, Elio, you stepped off to your left on that one. So it might just be a space issue. Let's go again. So both in Shudan. Ich, ni, san, toma, ya. Other way, Elio. Other way, Elio.
Sorry.
Okay. No, that's right. So from here. So you're stepping out with your right leg, out to your right. So you've got your weapon hand here. You're stepping out with towards your weapon hand and then coming up. So if you towards the couch, I think it is beside you. So step out to your other side. So to the same side as your weapon hand. So you step out this way and then up. You might not have enough room in your space. That's the only thing. Yes, that's the angle. So your right leg steps out with your harai. So right hand, right leg, one, and then left leg as you go ski.
Okay, left. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So left. Right hand. Yes, that's it. Perfect. Yeah, that should feel a little bit more comfortable. I mean, technically you could do it on this other side, but then you're coming over their wrist. That's a bit more awkward. We'll do that one more time. So number 4, both in Shudan. Ich, ni, san, ya. Good. Withdraw, little san shin. I bring us back to center. Gedan. Withdraw. Okay. Good. We'll do one more kata. We're going to do, let's do number 6. So we'll see if you remember number 6. And don't worry if you don't, we'll work through it. So number 6, we both start in Shudan again. We're going to walk into Toma. Ich, ni, san. Can I remember where you go with this? You're going to step in and you're going to pressure my weapon to your right. That's going to bring me over this way. At that point, I step out. You've left a nice opening, so I'm off to your left. I'm striking your door. What are you going to do? You're going to harai, or you're going to catch my tuba. You're going to step in and grab my elbow. Pull me down. And iremi states what we're doing. Then as you release, you cover my arm as you walk back. I bring us back up to center. Gedan. And retreat. And back to Chudan. So from your perspective, if you're the Shidachi, what's actually happening is you're walking in, ich, ni, san. You're then going to step in so that the weapons touch, but you're going to come in on your left side of their weapon and push it to your right. So what you're doing is you're effectively opening out both weapons to your right. So your partner steps out to your left and stabs towards your door because you've left that open by pushing them across. They're over there, they come in here. It's not quite a harai, you kind of catch tsuba to tsuba. You keep pushing it down as you step in, grab their elbow, pull down, and ski. Make sure you're rotating on the ball of your right foot. Cover their hand and start walking back, a little bit of safe space, gedan, and withdraw. So this one's very much about visualizing where your partner is, which I know is a little bit harder on Zoom. So again, we'll start. So we're both in Chudan. Ich, ni, san. There's about a step between us. You're going to step in and push my weapon to your right. So push it to your right. Other way, Elio. Push it to your right.
Sorry.
So if this is weapon to weapon, push it so that you're basically, it opens out your arm that way. So other way. That's pushing it to your left. This is pushing it to your right where your body is open. Yes, that's it. So yeah, that pushes me over here, opens your arm the other way. Yes. So I step out here. So I'm now out on your left and forward, which is your door open. I'm going to step into your door. You're going to catch, tuba to tuba, step in and grab my elbow, pull it down, and ski. Good. Withdraw. Cover my arm as you walk back. Down. And withdraw. So I'm going to do the Shidachi side with you. I want you to copy my body positions in the camera. So starting in Shudan. So I'm you as well, each Ni-san, we're all doing the same thing. I'm going to step in and I'm going to open my arm to the right. Other way, to your right. Elio?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, it's okay. And this is why I have to say your right or your left, because obviously with the camera can muck it up. So when you push to your right, it opens up your body here, but there are weapons trapped on the other side of this. They step off to your left, and this is now a really nice target. So it makes sense for them to come in for you to do the right. So for number 6, what the Shidachi needs to remember is to the right. When you come to number 7, Shidachi can just the left. And to number 8, it's down. So with 6, 7, and 8, they're all the Irimi Seipai kata. And the Shidachi initiates the move on all of them. So if you remember for 6, 7, 8, it's right, left, down. And that's the only way I ever managed to learn them all in order. To the right, to the left, down. Right, left, down. So if you remember that, it'll help with kata 6, 7, and 8 because you know which direction the Shidachi is moving the weapons. So the Shidachi is right, the Shidachi is left, down. And that helps determine which Irimi Seipai. Any questions on 4 or 6? Apart from me having thrown them to you completely random. No?
No.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I said it's hard when you get kata thrown at you in a random order. If this was Naginata, I'd make us do it in the other side, but it's not, so you don't have to have that particular punishment. So, Roger, did you have a question there?
No, I'm just doing the kata the other way around.
Oh, very nice, yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, it'd be nice if we could do it ambidextrous. That's Naginata talk. All right, grab a quick drink. We'll pick up the mokuju and do a little bit of juken for last. All right. Okay, so we're just going to start with a little bit of warming up with the basics. We're just going to do Nitatsuitas just at Chokototsu. So really just take the time to focus on your body position. Make sure your right elbow is coming forward of the hip rather than behind the hip. Make sure you've got that little 15-degree angle. Relaxed front hand so that you can rock over the top on the ski. So here. And making sure that we're trying to, the positioning is determined by your front hand. The mokuju should be going up pretty much as far as your front arm is locked and straight and kind of just below your elbow, shoulder height. So it's not above the shoulder, it's not quite at the shoulder, it's a little bit lower.
Okay.
But that determines where the mokuju is, which will actually determine where your backhand ends up. Because it's more important to have the front arm straight and locked. Because when you're hitting someone with a mokuju, if it's even a little bit soft, it's not going to make an impact, it's going to bounce back. You can't do tsuki nagashi with a soft elbow. So it's all about this front elbow being locked. Enough so that if you ever needed to, you could basically push yourself off the ground with it. And you can't do that with a soft elbow. And don't do that in front of the sensei, that's something Simon taught me. So we don't show the senseis that one, but it's a good example of how strong and rigid that front arm should be. But that determines where this one ends up. So I know we say, I generally say it's over the left nipple. Obviously, depending on the length of your arms and your torso, there will be a little bit of an adjustment. but you don't want to be pushing it so far that your shoulder ends up, or your arm ends up shoulder height and up here. But you also alternatively don't want to be making it so this is on your nipple, but your front arm is bent. So front arm determines backhand position.
Okay.
So make whatever adjustment you need for that. We're just going to do Nita Twitter. Make sure you're kind of moving with your weight over your feet. So you don't need to move the feet. This is just readjusting the weight between the back leg and the front. All right. So again, you can change your own timing. I'll just pull Nita Twitter. Hajime. Nita Twitter. 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 If you're having a look at your mokuju, make sure it's staying horizontal. So it's the tip of your kenten isn't pointing up or down. It should be a straight line parallel to the ground. Nita Twitter. 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 Two more. Nita. Yame. Roll it out. Okay, so let's do a little bit of footwork with that. So a bit of my ski and return. My ski and return.
Okay.
Again,
Okay.
change your own timing if you need. Touch me. My ski. My ski. Ski. My ski. My ski. My ski. Yeah. Two more. Yeah. And roll it out. Okay. This time, I'm going to change the order. So now it's going to be ski mai. So a little step afterwards. The idea being you've made contact. Now you're going to push them back to make sure the judges can see that you've got ski and it's solid and it's sticking on the target. So this time from Chudan, it's ski and then a little mai to keep pushing the point. Again, do your own timing. Hajime. Yeah. 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 Two more. Yeah. Yeah. And roll it out. Okay. This time we're going to string them together. So it's basically as if you've started in Toma. You're going to take one step in to meet mai. You do it ski, and then you do another little mai step to keep that pressure. So it's mai, ski, mai. So it'll be here at Toma, one step, ski, and one little pressure push forward. So mai, ski, mai. Again, do this in your own time. Hajime. Ah. Yeah. 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 Two more. Yeah. Yeah. And roll it out. Okay. Whew. I hope you're feeling warm. I'm feeling warm.
Yeah.
Good. I imagine it's probably hotter over there than it is here at the moment. So let's just have a look at, again, oil. So again, depending on your room space, you may need to reset. We're going to do this as, we'll do it the same as we did with the tongue can one, which is stepping off the line. So in this case, you may want to, if you're using your camera, you might want to start off to the right. So we're coming into my, so one step in, please, and then stepping off the line. Yeah. To withdraw. Next movement in, stepping in. Yeah. So nagashi, however many steps you've got room for, and then withdraw. So again, we're making sure that it's a bit easier with Jukendo because the weapon's attached to us. We want to make sure that we are running in on the same line that we stepped out on the diagonal stepped out on. So try and give an example. If this is me, my partner's over that way. If I step out, but I start running at them like that, I'm actually going to lose pressure because I'm running around in a circle. So I need to make sure that when I step off the line, I'm pushing directly on that line. A lot of the times when people do this, you just kind of see them running in a bit of an arc for the nagashi. And again, you can imagine what basically happens is this tensen, it hits the kata, but then instead of pushing back directly into their body weight, what it does is it circles around, and so it loses the impact. So it kind of rolls around on the kata, and you're not pushing them in one solid direction. You're basically turning around them. So the whole idea with these ones is when you step off the line, this is the line. I now need to move in, not. I might still be going forward because I'm coming around in an arc. I lose the power. So for this one, if you get using your camera, start a little bit to on an angle right with your camera. But when you step in on the left, you can use that line of attack. So go in your own time. Hajime. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. 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 Two more. Yeah. 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 Good. All right. We've got about just over 10 minutes left, so let's have a look at a little kata while we're here. How comfortable are both of you with the Jukai-Ju kata?
Say what?
I know Roger's had a bit of practice. Ellie, I don't think you've had so much of this. Let's look at kata number 3, sambon. So I'm going to get the two of you to act as shidachi. This one is demonstrating that shidachi knows how to do shito otsuki. So this is one of the ones where we don't actually start in the same kamae. So for number 3, the uchi will give you some guidance because they're going to drop their kensen down towards your right knee, your back knee. And you are going to just go, okay, little acknowledgement, tip up, and then back to chudan. So we'll both start in different positions. So from you, you're in chudan, you just go tip and up, back to chudan. Whereas I start in gedan. So the two of you will start in chudan no kamae. Ella just starting up here, I'm down here. We walk in, ich, ni, san. Now from your perspective, there's a lot open. You're going to feint towards nodo. You'll feint towards nodo. Leo, feint towards nodo. I'm going to go, I don't like that. I'm going to deflect upwards, leaving shita open. So you're going to pull back, go for shita otsuki. So Ella, you basically pull straight back and go for shita otsuki. And then you're going to step back, little zanshin in. I bring my weapon to meet you. Gedan, and withdraw. So I'm going to go over the shidachi's role. So the shidachi starts in chudan. Uchi goes down to the leg. I go, okay, great. I tip that up. I acknowledge. I walk in. Ich, ni, san. I feint nodo. They deflect upwards. I pull back and go shito otsuki. So you basically just all you're doing is a little step back so you can move your weapon out from underneath theirs, and then stepping in with strong ski, shito otsuki. Then withdraw. Zanshin is a little movement in, covering kote, and then both come to center. So the shikaki's role is literally feint nodo, pull back, hit shito otsuki. Okay?
Okay.
So if we come back to distance, so again, I will dip down towards your leg. We'll just do a little tip of acknowledgement. So no, Ella, you'll be up. You're up in chudan.
Sorry.
Hey, that's okay. So 3 steps in, ich, ni, san. You're going to feint towards my nodo. Wood. As I deflect, you're going to pull back and come for shito otsuki. So pull back, Elio, and come for shito otsuki. Hey, withdraw, so big step back. And a little zanshin pointing towards my kote. And I come underneath the center, gedan, and withdraw.
Yes.
So if you're doing the uchi roll, so I might get the two of you to try the uchi roll now. What you do is you start by pointing down at their back leg. So you're bringing your kensen down and to your left. So just a slightly off center to your left. Yeah. You walk in, ich, ni, san. They come for your throat. And you go, oh, that's a terrible thing. And all you do is you sweep your weapon up. So it deflects. As they pull back, as they come for the thrust, all you do is you rotate your body, you rotate your elbow. So it opens up shito otsuki. So instead of here's the deflection, here is the opening for shita.
Yeah.
So for the technique for that, once you've pushed it across, this is quite soft and closed. What you do is you actually turn your body more towards the wall or towards the side as you extend out. And that makes sure that your elbow is out of the way, because that's really not fun to get hit when someone's doing stuff. So the more flat you can make your body and the more you can open that out and over the top, the more clearance they have. If you leave it down here, they're liable to hit your elbow. If you leave it there, elbow. So the straighter and more up you get that angle, the more clearance they have to get to here without hitting you. So I'm going to get the two of you to run the uchi roll just once or twice. So you're going to, we all start in chudan, and you're going to point down towards my back knee, which is on your left side. We walk in, ich, ni, san. I'm going to feint your nodo, so you're going to deflect upwards. So you're going to deflect up to your right. I pull back, and I go for your shita. I withdraw. Kote. Now you're going to come underneath. Walk it back to center. Kihon. And withdraw. We'll do that one again. So you drop down to my knee, my left, my right knee. I tip up an acknowledgement, you walk us in. I faint to Nodo, you deflect. I pull back, I go for Shita. I withdraw. Flip it. You come underneath. Into the center. Kihon. Withdraw. Good. Does that kind of make a bit more sense with number 4? Sorry, number 3. I think with the two kendo kata, it really helps when you see both sides. Tongue kendo, you can get away with it a little bit more. Those 6, 7, and 8, it helps. But I think for juken, it really helps you understand both sides of the equation a little bit better. How are we feeling with number 4? 3. One of those cups. Kind of okay? Yeah. I guess the question is for next time we do a session, do you guys want to go over the kata a little bit more? I figured today you might just like a bit of a wake up of the body. You haven't done this before.
I was like, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Kata is the basis, obviously, of all the Kihon. So once you've got all of those, you should technically be set. And it's always good to go over them. So yeah, look, the next session we run, I might do a little bit more of a kata focus. And try and work through the Jutai Jutan Tan again, and then maybe get us back onto the Jutai Tan, because we haven't done that for quite a while. So I will try and make sure we get a few more of these weekend sessions in, which is a bit easier because, as I said, we're back in lockdown again. I don't expect to be out of it for a few weeks. So these ones will be a little bit available. Either you have any questions or comments at all on anything? No?
No, thank you.
Oh, you're
Maybe
welcome.
next session I will.
That's fine. You know me, I always like to take comments and then suggestions on board. So yeah, hopefully that gave your body a bit of a wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Roger, I'm guessing you've got another session after this or 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, at least hopefully you're a little bit warmed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, looking generally good. I mean, it's always hard when you're trying to practice on Zoom. But yeah, if you have any questions or you want me to send videos for anything particular, especially if you really, because I know you haven't had as many opportunities for some of this, if there's something I can kind of direct you to, let me know. There's a lot of stuff out. All right. Well, in that case, I hope both of you have a really nice rest of the Sunday.
thanks.
I will enjoy what's left of my evening. Yeah, I will see you both online at some point.
See you soon, hopefully.
All right.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.